changes to the Ireland side.
Absolutely.
He's injured. De Zorzi has not recovered from his knee injury, so Hendricks has to fly.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the... We'll be looking to change that. And Andrew Balbirnie. That's fantastically timed. Square of the wicket by Paul Stirling. What a start from him. First ball, bang for 4. End of the over. Ireland 5 without loss. The daylight.
Lungi Ngidi just looking for a bit of way shape, but Paul Stirling, he is so strong in that region. Beautiful stride, not looking to overhit it, really just using the pace on offer. Excellent start for the captain in this third and final ODI.
Edged. The second slip has come out, and they might be wondering about the wisdom of that, South Africa. Yes, you can see Lungi Ngidi's reaction there.
Yeah, he's not impressed, Lungi Ngidi. Very often, when you get driven through the covers, captains these days, they look to be proactive, taking out that second slip. And guess what? Expensive shot from Paul Stirling, but I don't think that would have been anywhere near that second slip. It's more gully region. It's flown down to third man for a boundary.
Was there a little feather on that? It sounded like a bat.
I've heard the noise.
That is definitely a noise in our ears. There's a bit of consultation between the captain and the bowler. I think they're going to send us upstairs.
Six. It's not often you see Paul Stirling playing a hook shot, but he's played it there and got it right off the middle of the bat. Cracking hit.
And just a touch too short from Lazard Williams. We have seen him struggle in that first T20 game with that length. It's an in-between length, yeah. Brilliant from Paul Stirling. Just using the pace, almost like a little simmy inside the line of the ball, and using all the pace on offer. Oh, he's got a good piece of willow on that because it's flown the distance as well.
That's a nice shot. That'll get Andrew Balbirnie going. Very full in length from Ngidi and very nicely timed by the former captain.
Yeah, it's just concerting a little bit here, Lungi Ngidi. Balbirnie say, thank you very much. That's a half volley at this level. Players don't miss out on those kind of opportunities.
Questions with a bit of movement through the air. There's movement down the wicket, and that is fantastic. 6 to end the over, 36 without loss.
Surprised that there's no long off for the left arm spinner. That's normally where you have that boundary rider, but Fortuyn's opting to have a long on for Paul Stirling. It might be because the ball's just skidding on and they're hoping that...
Stirling and Andrew Balbirnie. Stirling has looked very good. Balance has been spot on all day, Isabel Joyce.
Well, not often you see the last over. He's so quiet and then come outside the power play. A beautiful stroke through the leg side from Paul Stirling. You look at those 2 power plays in the previous games, but the opening stands have been 3 for 1, both games. So this is much better from Ireland. Changing fortunes at the toss, changing fortunes at the top for Ireland. 6 runs, well, that'll help him get going. Andy Balbirnie gets inside the line. He's very good at that type of hook shot. Gets inside the line, gets the head inside and follows it around with the bat for his first 6 of the game.
Very, very good puller and hooker of the ball, Andrew Balbirnie. He's a tall man, so he has the ability to both pull and hook in front of square. On that occasion, just ride the bounce and let the ball come right in and just help it on its way. That's an excellent shot from Balbirnie.
Of the video analysis, they're looking for any visual clue. It's a little simmer inside the line, well picked up. He's going to pick up another boundary.
Yeah, complete faith in the fact that it's not going to turn, and with the angle that Fortuyn is creating, he's continuing to swing it into the right hander, so gets down early, really gets far across so that he can work it fine, and that's beautifully played. Just the one bounce see how quickly and outside the off stump he goes. So if it does make contact with the pad, invariably it should be not going to be able to be used by the South Africans. Oh, that's a bonus delivery. That is not the best from Fontaine, and that creates a really good over for Ireland. Takes the score to 90 after 19.
Bernie, just find a little bit of fluency. He loves it here. He loves a late cut. Just tap it on its head. Very good player, spin bowling, Andrew Balbirnie. For a tall man, he's quite nimble. Again, Curtis Camphor is due to come in next. Just wonder with Harry Tector. Right, get out there. It's a good partnership. Being played. Now, hooked away. Finds the man in the deep. It's a good catch. It's a super grab. It was banged in. Balbirnie loves the keeper in the deep.
You just felt something had to give there. Williams back into the attack. It was a nice height for the pull shot. And really, you'd say Balbirnie's tried to hit that for 6. He hasn't quite got all of it. And Tristan Stubbs, a fine fielder, takes a really good catch. Balbirnie out for 45. It's 101 for 1. Better take their first wicket almost inevitably. Lazard Williams takes it, and Curtis Kitty and 17 in this series so far. So he's got 2 starts, but hasn't gone on with it. What can he do today? Sterling's favourite area, a full toss, and he doesn't waste that.
Well, that's a rarity in this series. Lazard Williams has bowled so well. He's picked up 8 wickets and he's rarely bowled a bad ball. He's rarely gone this full. He's generally bowled that back of a length, good length, to try and nip the ball back in off the surface under the lights. So in the daytime, lights not taking effect, maybe a slightly different ploy by the bowlers, but excellent from Sterling.
It's just smacked away over mid-wicket for 4 by Sterling. He's been mightily impressive throughout the innings.
Well, there's one way to make sure you don't get run out by someone who's maybe a bit fresher than you, and that's to make sure you hit it to the boundary. It's slapped by Paul Sterling. Short, had the arms as well, just a little bit of width outside off, and finds the gap. Than their counterparts.
Fine and 4. Just too much width.
Just as I say, he's been disciplined. With full as well, Curtis Camphor was watching that go over, extra cover in his mind. Didn't get close enough to it though. Through the hands, just about manages to reach it. Nowhere near Rickleton. Did have a bit of away movement, but just nowhere near the line that he would have wanted Lazard Williams.
Well, that would be a strangle if he got out to that delivery. Lazard Williams' reaction told the story. That's not what he was trying to do. Little misfield. Should bring a couple. Let's get back to that Women's World Cup that's just down the road at the moment.
Another one. It was their first appearance in the World Cup final, and that's a misfield. Just, you would just wonder if that extra heat from the sun, the previous 25 overs, starting to take its toll on South Africa. Ireland really battled with it the first 2 games. Now it's South Africa's turn.
Yeah, no one does it on purpose. But for a bowler, that is not a sight he wants to see. He's run in, he's given it his all, and that should just be a trundle sing.
Close to his body, that was the key.
Great shot. It's a strength of his, Curtis Camphor. He likes to get on bended knee, and this time he goes aerial.
This is such a good shot because it's fuller than full. So he couldn't go right down on the knee. He recognised it was quite full and didn't try and sweep it. He's actually nearly lofted, made a long on drive, but just...
He's now gone for 5 off 3.
Well, that's better. When you're batting against someone who hasn't bowled that much and really isn't seen as a bowler, don't move your feet early on because they don't know where it's going. How are you going to know where it's going? Curtis Camphor stays still, gets the full toss. All he has to do is...
Captain leading from the front.
That's not the greatest delivery, but it is well put away. That is brilliant from Sterling. It was a long hop, it was dragged down, but he had to pick the gap, rolled the wrists, placed it perfectly. 149 for 1. Tries to drag it and does. Just gets the contact. But Peter was a little bit slow in moving into his left to try and execute that catch, but I think it was still comfortably hit and had enough power to beat him even if he had picked it up early.
Yeah, this is brilliant from Camphor. He's identified that Lunkin Gidi might revert to that slow ball. He's picked it early, get himself into position and launched this down the ground. I don't think Naba Peter had any chance of catching that.
Gets down, tries to paddle, and all he can do is paddle onto his stumps. So South Africa, they've got their breakthrough.
Yeah, and a much needed wicket for South Africa. Because this game was certainly going the way of Ireland, but trying to improvise, got himself into a bit of a tangle. Also sees furniture disturbed in the process. Otniel Bartman back in the field, and he provides the blow for South Africa. Camphor, he goes for 34. Ireland now 150.
That's well played by Tector. He's controlled that brilliantly, placed it superbly, and that's a boundary to end the over. So 6 runs and a wicket from it, 165 for 2.
Sterling's got that off the bottom of the bat, but he's got enough of it to clear mid-on.
Well, this is a really good shot from Harry Tector. Just shifted across the offside to give himself a better angle to hit it for 4.
Sterling at his best, giving himself just that little bit of room, staying leg side and bunting the ball over mid-off. It was nothing more than a punch, really, and it's gone all the way for 6.
Fantastic striking from the skipper. 2 full. But we've seen him get dismissed with the ball coming in at him, Paul Sterling. Brilliant technique. Comes inside it. And he's strong enough.
Goodness me, he's hit that hard. Again, giving himself a little bit of room, Sterling, carving it through backward point.
Great energy. He's been out there for a long time, but just shuffles down, gives himself room, manages to beat the fielder in point. Don't bother running. That's 4 all the way off the bat. Retain didn't even move there in point. If he can get another 100 to his name, but he can't.
A wry look on the face of Paul Sterling, because he's been done in a way that he's been done so many times on this tour. The ball just jagging back, finding the gap between bat and pad, and the captain's on his way.
Brave bowling from Bartman, put it right up there in the hands. Just go away. As soon as the ball came in, you could see Paul Sterling's expression. Gap between bat and pad, and the death rattle. But he's put in a brilliant performance, Paul Sterling. Not easy out there. 88 for him. He'll be disappointed not to get to 3 figures. He's worked very hard to get to this point, but he goes for a well-made 88 from 92. And Ireland.
Sure what that's hit. Langton Raziri says leg by. Yes, I thought it did make a helmety sort of sound. Well, 4 runs for Ireland, and they'll take it whichever way they come.
Well, this won't be good watching for Hooker fans, because he was out injured because he got a knock on the head for that first T20 international. So the last thing they will have wanted was one upstairs that he's missed. There'll be a concussion check.
Nicely timed by Tucker. And tumbling after that was Jason Smith. Was he in touch with the Toblerones?
Flight away. Excellent from Tector. Mentioned the field had changed. Third came inside the ring to put the sweeper deep square leg. That was
Up over extra cover and away for 4.
something sounded off about that shot, as if he hit the ball twice through the stump. I think there's something wrong with that bat. Sounded very strange off the blade. Good result. Good over this for Ireland. 13 off it. Need 300. They'll want 300, so they need more of this.
Well. God. He's found the gap here. Tucker finds the gap beautifully. There's the boundary. There's the boundary you're after.
Amazing what the mindset can do. Lorcan Tucker's mindset since walking out of bat is to score runs. It might sound an obvious statement for any batter, but he's been aggressive in his mindset, and then he gets himself in a good position to capitalise on anything. He's thinking boundaries. Really good from Lorcan Tucker.
The bowling all-rounder. Nicely placed again. Beautiful stroke by Tector.
50 partnership up 2, that's very good. He waits on this ball so well. He knows exactly where the field is, just there. He just waits a fraction of a second to make sure he gets it past the man at backward point.
This going to fall safely? No, that's a lovely catch. Rickleton showed good speed in getting to that ball, and South Africa have made the breakthrough.
Really good from Ryan Rickleton. It's not a good option from Lorcan Tucker, because you know Picklacquair is going to bowl slower ball after slower ball. But this is a really good catch. Backtracking, gloves on, Coiler out of the way, and then elbows impacting the ground. Make sure he has control. It's a good dive. It's a good slide. It's a happy bowler. Lorcan Tucker's gone for a bright and breezy 26. 2.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, it's a good shot. It's a very poor ball. To be honest with you, it's an average bit of bowling. Logan's the third ball he's faced. It's short, it's wide. There's nothing behind it. It's an excellent shot from George Docker. Take nothing away. Third ball, you hit one over.
And it long off. Instead, he picks him out. Simple catch in the deep. And Dockrell has to depart.
Good catch, Reza Hendricks. George Dockrell gets it exactly where he wants it. This is it's his onion, as they say in the industry. It's a strong spot. He gets too much of it. Ideally, a slice would have been much more effective with the field that was set. Picklacquair say it was a plan. Myself and Dockrell shakes his head. Finds deep point for 6. 2, 4, 3 for 5.
Low delivery. Has he got enough? Yes, he has. Reza Hendricks gives up the hope of taking the catch, and that's wonderfully struck. Takes him to 49.
Yeah, this is a much better option from Tector. Knows Lungengied is going to revert to the slow ball. Will simmer down the wicket, creating a bit of pace, a bit of momentum into the ball. Beautiful flow of the blade, and
There we go. There's the paddle, and there's the result, Fern. It hasn't worked out for the third time tonight. Mark Adair has to be on his way with a broken stump.
yeah, brilliant again from Lazard Williams. He's given his game away too early. He's moved too early, and he's moved way too far across his stumps. In the end, not affording himself any opportunity to lay bat on ball. That is a pretty sight for a fast bowler. There, he goes for 8.
That could be close, could be close. Finger goes up. Yes, it does. Safian Hend comes to the crease on debut, and he might be on his way. Decides to review it. Let's go upstairs and have a look. Has it clipped that leg stump?
There we go. Pitch in line, impact in line. Wickets as umpire's call. Go back on field. Rowley, stay with your original decision about Rowley. You're on screen now.
A faint tip's as good as a solid hit, Vern, when you've got the umpire's call in your favour. And Lazard Williams had actually turned around and gone back to his mark. He thought it was mid-boundary, turned the over. He swings, but he doesn't make contact, and there's another wicket for Lazard Williams. 4 for 56 for him in his 10. A brilliant Yorker.
Yeah, he's tried this on his hat-trick ball, did Lazard Williams. But on this occasion, a 4 for 56. Hume goes for 1, Ireland 279 for 8.
No delivery, doesn't get hold of it, does Tector. We want him to come back for the second. He's going to risk being run out, but he wants to get back on strike. And I think he's going to be short. That was a really good throw by Verreynne. It was the
Okay, you can hold it there.
ground. Decision pending. Out is on the board, and it was all about risking to the arm of Verreynne and hoping that the throw wouldn't be accurate. It was right over the top. Maguire bowled nasty at the back end.